What's going on, everybody? Let's go deep here. Hope everybody's doing well. Glad to be back. Glad to bring you guys an interesting perspective. You see here, I'm on the railroads. I'm on the tracks, walking around in nature, of course, getting some good B-roll, of course. But here today. I'm going to be talking about making a decision and why it might be in your best interest to decide sooner than later. All right. Throughout life, we make all these decisions, and we're expected to make decisions as long as possible, right? Well, what I want to say is our decision making can get compromised. Our decision making can get diluted by other people and what they interpret as being good or necessary for our lives, okay? But the point of the message is to remember, regardless of your situation, parent, not a parent, married or unmarried, you still are an individual. And I understand I'm not a married individual. I'm not a parent either. But even if I were, okay, I'm still me. I'm still an individual. See, I'm on the tracks right here by myself, right? Which way I want to go? Do I want to go west? Do I want to go east, north, south? Do I want to spend my time complaining? Do I want to spend my time being grateful? Do I want to expand? Do I want to learn? Okay. Do I want to lean more into a hobby that I enjoy, i.e. hiking, videography, photography? And once I've decided what's best for me, what makes me feel the most at peace, what brings me the most enjoyment, how do I do this activity while benefiting in other ways, right? How do I do these activities while benefiting in other ways too? I'm exercising, right? Videography, I'm delivering a message. I'm trying to get the word out there. I'm trying to spread positivity. I'm trying to see what people are thinking out there about decision making and how important our decisions are. Even the small ones can be quite important. All of my adventures, all of the hikes I've gone on, the hundreds of miles I've done hiking and walking and urban exploring, the thousands of photographs I took, the hundreds of videos that I took, right? It all started one day. I think it was winter 2000, I think it was 2019, I believe. 2020, no, it was 2020. Around then, it's when I decided that I wanted to have a long and great outdoor chapter to my life. I wanted to be outdoors quite often. I wanted to enjoy the fresh air. I want to see the wildlife. I want to get the exercise. I want to know new locations and hidden gems, if you will, cool hangout places. I wanted to go places that I hadn't been before, let my feet touch new ground. It's a decision, right? And we're people. We want to be intelligent with our decisions. We want to make sure we're not harming anybody. And, you could argue I'm taking a risk right now walking on this train track. Well, I know this area pretty well. It's not my first time here. I've got the cell phone in one hand recording, and I'm walking carefully on these pegs to try to keep a nice and steady video. But I've got really a lot of attention, of course, on the fact that, a train could come by and I would have to step to the left, okay, or the right. So making a decision in life, you're going to put yourself on a track and it's going to lead somewhere, right? The track leads somewhere. It might seem like it goes on forever and ever and ever, but it actually doesn't. Give you guys a quick view of that gorge down there. I'm gonna come here and do more photography when the leaves start to really turn color. It'll be very beautiful. And of course, during the winter, I'm gonna be here in the cold season, my favorite time of year. Making decisions, you have to decide at some point. Being stuck in indecision is a torture. I've been there. You know, do you leave the job? Do you not leave the job? Should you stay? Should you go? Should you buy it? Should you not buy it? You know, you get caught in these positions. You get caught in these mind frames, and they can really divide you. And what I've noticed, if you're not careful and you get caught in too many of those indecisive moments, it can really contribute to a character split. And you see people get splits in their character, and people really start to second guess, you know, if they still have it, you know, are they still capable of making the best decisions for themselves? It's a terrible place to be in. It's a form of prison that is mental, right? It's within you. The prison becomes in your own mind. So there's no escaping the prison, even if, you know, you're outside and you take all the walks and you go fishing and you go to the lake and do yoga. That's all great on the surface level, okay? I see people doing that all the time. On the surface level, yeah, you walk the dog, go to the pond, go fishing, go by the lake, go on a bike ride, maybe a paddle board, maybe go canoeing or kayaking. That's awesome, you know, that's awesome. Incredible. You're getting out there, you're doing the thing, you're making memories, you're having a good time. But I always want to keep it in people's minds that the ultimate decision of who you want to be and how you want to live your life is up to you. You're going to have to decide eventually, and not making a choice is also choosing, okay? Work, love, hobbies, side hustles. What are your interests, you know? Are those interests getting stale? You know, do you need to try something else? Think about that. Let it soak in. What is it in life that you want to do in the next 5 years? You can go out as far as you want, but I like to start with the next 5 years, maybe even the next 3 years, right? What would you like to add to your life? What would make your experience feel more premium and better? I'll say in the last 2 years, really, 1.5, closer to 2, I started fragrances. I've always liked cologne and thought cologne smelled good, but I really I dived deep into it, right? And like a lot of our hobbies, these are pay-to-play hobbies, so there's a fee associated with collecting fragrances and being known as one of those kinds of people. I've always had a love for fashion, and fragrance was another angle to fashion I wasn't so familiar with, but I currently am now, right? I am now, learned a lot of new vocabulary. I got to smell hundreds of different styles of scents. I got to learn some of the alchemy behind making fragrances and how it works, and you know, what a carrier is, and what a top note and a mid note and a base note would be, and what a fougere style of fragrance would be, what a gourmand style of fragrance would be. We've all heard of freshies, right? But also, you know, the deeper, more complex colognes. I looked deeply into colognes. I researched it. It sparked my interest. Why are some expensive? Why are some cheap? Why do some last long? Why don't others, right? Why do some have an incredible ability of intoxication that I've witnessed myself, and I've enjoyed myself? I've liked it, seeing the reactions people have had to my scent. Okay, so I decided, hey, it's worth a shot. We'll see where it goes. Might be a hobby I don't enjoy a lot. It might be something I do enjoy. I picked it up. And now I'm at the stage of my fragrance journey where it's going to be an ongoing journey for life. I'm going to be interested in fragrances, and when I smell anything on somebody, I'm going to be trying to guess what it is. And I'm going to be interested in breaking down scents and deciphering myself what the note compositions are or what I smell from them. Okay? It's been an awesome experience. And it all started with a choice. It all started with a purchase. Some of these hobbies, a lot of them, they're paid to play, guys. As you all know, nothing's like free like that. Going outdoors, being out here, that's free. But the hobbies that aren't can still add a lot of character and add a lot of depth to our lives. And we shouldn't just look for, what is free and what's affordable and what's near us. But, maybe we should try something that we're not too familiar with, like me with fragrances. It's been awesome. I am big into fragrances. I'm big into watches. I've always been, since I've been an adult, big into tobacco. And, I started out in high school as a cigarette smoker. 30 years old. I've been smoking cigars for 2 years, about maybe a little over 2 years. Awesome experience, awesome memory. Sometimes you dial back and or lean away or lean more into one of your hobbies or crafts. It's just the way that it is. So I just want to give you guys a few words about making decisions and how a little decision can lead to something awesome. Some of what I've been thinking about next is getting back into doing better videos, more videos, but also learning about plants and more to do with the nature side of things. I want to have more knowledge of what these plants are around me and what they can be used for. And as you could guess, that was totally in relation to becoming interested in colognes and in fragrance. Those naturals sparked my interest. And now I look around me to see what elements of fragrance lies in all these plants and their essential oils. So, yeah, just keep positive, guys. I know it gets rough out there. Prices are high. It's ridiculous. It's like, high prices again. I know. It's terrible. Think outside of the box, and you're going to find yourself in a way better place than when you went in. And I do believe that for most of the people that I know, most of the people that I've seen since COVID, we came out in a better place than when we went in. As difficult as it was, as long as it took, all the stuff we had to go through, we came out in a better spot than when we went in. So, keep that energy, make some decisions, get your life going, expand a little bit. What's this new hobby that you need to look into, right? Is it baseball cards? Is it tattoos? Are you trying to do knitting? Are you trying to go bowling? Are you trying to get better informed about fashion? Are you trying to pick up a new sport? Do you want to join a club? It can be something small, folks. Where do you go grocery shopping? What about trying a different grocery store? What do you think about trying different recipes? How about listening to some different music every once in a while? Have you done anything to give back yet? Your life has been blessed and you've had a lot of great moments in yours. What about giving a blessing to somebody else for them to enjoy, right? Free of charge. Let me tell you something. I've done that. As I purchased more than 100 fragrances, starting at the lower end of quality, right, and working my way up to what I can appreciate as being high quality scents. I've given away. I've done some trades, but I've given away absolutely more than 25 full bottles of cologne, and I have more to give away as gifts. It's something that I enjoy. It's something that I want other people to enjoy. And I know the blessing of fragrance gives and gives. It's a gift that keeps on giving. And one thing, it's hard to feel hopeless. It's hard to feel defeated, hopeless, and worthless when you have a bomb-ass scent, when you have a bomb-ass cologne, or for the ladies, perfumes, or for the ladies, colognes, or for the men, perfumes. You know what I'm saying? It's hard. Trust me, I've been there. There's a reason I've not been making videos for a period of time. You get into a creative block where it's hard to make a video, it's hard to write, it's hard to do all kinds of stuff. The easiest thing for me to do was to take photos, right? And I did. Take photos, go on walks, clear out the mind. I'll return to YouTube when I'm ready, I never thought I was done with it, but I definitely needed a break, a refresher. But we've got a timestamp here, end of September 2024, election coming up. Life is good. We're out here on the railroad tracks. I've done a lot of thinking, and it's best that I continue with these videos because it might help somebody. It might give somebody an alternative thought. It might give somebody an alternative perspective. And that's what we're here to do. This is Realistic Fiction with Lens Lincoln. Still the same series, the same journal, just kind of a different style of approach here with me on the vocals. But yeah, I hope you liked this video. Hope it inspired some thoughts in you. Again, to close, just make the decision, do something with your life, do something interesting, do something fun, do something safe. You're gonna enjoy it. Expand a little bit. It's highly unlikely that you've gotten everything rounded out currently. I'm sure between now and the next 5 years, there's going to be a whole slew of things that interest me and keep me inspired to bring in new elements to life, have more memories, and have more awesome moments. Thank you guys. Sorry for the babble. Glad to be back. Lens Go Deep. Let me know in the comments what you think of this one. Please do leave the train emoji or comment the word train so I know that you listened to the end of the video. Until then, we'll see you next time. Lens Go Deep, signing off.